Okay, so now we're ready to install IntelliJ. We've already installed our JDK for Java. We got it working. So now let's install our IDE. In the curriculum right here in installing the IntelliJ, we explain to you what an IDE is. It's an integrated development environment. It's different from VS Code from what you have learned over the last unit. It's more robust and it's more intelligent. That's why we call it IntelliJ, and it works great for Java. It's the one of the industry leaders. The other one is Eclipse, but in this course we're going to go over IntelliJ. So we're going to install it. So we're going to go right here to the download site. As you can see, IntelliJ has what we call the ultimate version and the community. We're going to install the community because the ultimate, there is a fee for that. That is a membership that you have to pay for, subscription for it. So we don't need that. We just need the community edition. And as you can see, as you scroll down, you're going to see the community edition. Well, IntelliJ website, it already picks up that I am installing on a Mac with the Intel. So we got the .dmg. So if you have the M1 or the M2, it should have the M1 and M2 right here. You also have a drop down to pick if it doesn't automatically set it up for you. So here you can see the Apple Silicon. So I don't have that. I have the Intel, so I'm going to download that. It's now downloading the DMG. All right, it's almost done. Depending on how fast your Mac is, this could take anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. So here we are. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to drag this over to the application folder. All right, it's copying the file. And the file is now in the application folder. It should just start. Let me see, do I need to go to the application folder? All right, so let me go over to my application folder, launch. All right, I went to, and now I'm verifying. Let me close that. All right, it's installing, I believe. All right, so now I'm going to open. I want to confirm and accept. I will send anonymous statistics. And now it is installed. Now, I don't know if you can see this down here. I am going to pin this. All right, I want to pin the option. I got to set my mouse up. It's not right clicking, so I got to set that up later. So now we actually have our VS Code. Not VS Code, but our IntelliJ installed. It's pretty easy on a Mac, a little bit intuitive when we get to a Windows, but on a Mac it's a lot easier, as you can see. Okay, so now it's being it has downloaded. The next step that I want to do is let's create a project. So I'm going to go here to the first project. And if you read here, we're going to give you, like I said, some instructions on how to create your first project. So it says here, if we want to create a new folder, hold your Java practice files. We're going to do that later on. This is just showing you how to create a file inside of IntelliJ. But for right now, we're just going to do the hello world just to make sure everything is working. So we're going to click on the new project. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I'm going to let me exit out of full screen. And let me see. Oh, I keep forgetting I got to set this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these side by side really quick so we can kind of see them side by side. So way we can do it in this Mac, but I don't have this Mac set up correctly like I need to. So right now I am going to just do it the old-fashioned way, this way. And so here we go. So I'm going to create a new project. That's what it's asking me to do. Let me get this a little bit so I can see this. This is, okay, here we go. And so, make that. And so here we go. I'm going to click on new project. Here in the new project, I am going to give it a hello world. I'm going to call it hello world. All right, so that's the name. The location, I'm going to put this on my LC101. And then I'm going to create a new folder, and we're just going to call it Java. Because this is where I'm going to put all my projects. So I'm going to open it up. Yes, I want to allow this the first time I've done this. So this is the location, and this is, and the instruction tells us to assign it to a location. Right now, I won't set up the create a Git repository yet because it's just for testing. I want to do Maven, so I'm going to click on Maven. Notice here that it automatically installed our JDK for us. And so it's on Oracle 17. So that's our open JDK. So that's already installed. We'll go over this later on in advanced settings. But for right now, let's just create our project. And there it goes. I don't want to do that. All right, so here we go. We have a main, and we'll break down what all of this means as we go through learning about Java. I'm going to get rid of this POM. I don't need the POM XML. But it's a couple of things that you want to notice here. In order for us to run a project in Java or in IntelliJ here, it has to have a public static void main. This is for Java. This is going to be your main entry point for any of your applications. When you just create regular classes don't have a main. So what we do is basically import it into the main so we can run. So when I click on this run button and click run main, it's going to build it. As you can see, it's building my hello world. And there we go. My hello world is now working. We know now that we installed IntelliJ correctly, and we know that it's working. So again, go ahead and take your time, and you can read over the documentation right here. Kind of read up on what the system out print line is. Hello world, right here. It didn't even. That's not correct. Let me fix that. That's an error right there. I don't know why it does, why it's doing that. So I need to put the print line in there, get rid of that error. And it printed this down here, but I don't know why it printed this hello and welcome. It did print it up here, so that wasn't right. That F, it could be a different print object. So remember, this is a method. This print line is a method. If you remember from the first unit when we talked about objects and methods, this is the object right here. This is the method. So system out and then print line. So we'll go over this in more detail as we get into chapter 2. So for now, just making sure that your IntelliJ is working correctly and making sure that your that everything is installed and that you're able to run your first project. So that's the end of this video. I'll see you in the next.